All right, so this is going to be the role-playing portion of assignment 5.2, where I'm in a one-on-one direct session with my study student Tim, and my cooperating teacher Rhonda Carlton is going to be playing Tim today, and I'll be the fourth grade classroom teacher, and offering some support for him here. Well, hi Tim. Oops, almost fell over there. How are you today? Doing okay? Good. I noticed you were having a really good morning, and I wanted you to know that we'll be meeting a couple of times every week just to kind of work on some of our skills. I noticed you've been having a harder time, and your parents have been talking to me as well, a harder time when you're working with your peers, specifically during our writing workshop time. Do you want to tell me, has there been a time where you're feeling pretty frustrated, or things that are going on that make you feel upset?
Well, they don't listen to me. I talk and they don't listen, but they don't stop talking. They're always talking, and it bothers me.
That can be really hard when I know you have a lot of great ideas. You love to write, and I notice you love to read, and you have a lot of ideas in your mind, and when we're trying to communicate that with other people, it can be frustrating when they're not listening or doing the things that we want them to do together. That can be tricky. I understand that very much. And what this time will be is we'll work on some strategies, giving you some tools, Tim, so that you're able to better communicate with your peers and work with them and become a better active listener, and work on building those tools together with your classmates. And I think you'll find that you'll be less frustrated when we try to use some of those tools in our toolbox. So what I'll do is I'm going to grab my computer here, and I brought a clip to show us of the social skill of taking turns when we're listening. So we'll kind of turn our chairs so we can see it. And it's two boys that are in communication with each other. And let's see what happens when they're talking. See if you notice anything. Oh, gotta do a couple of things here. Just making sure I'm not a robot. All right, taking turns speaking.
To have a conversation, not only do you have to get someone's attention, but you also have to take turns speaking and listening. Let's see what happens in a conversation between Sam and Jonathan.
Hey Jonathan, I got a puppy yesterday. His name's Max. He's a standard poodle and he's really cute. Oh, I have a dog too. His name's Cecil, and we take him for walks and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and Cecil? Yeah, he goes up to my bed to go to sleep.
So Tim, what just happened there? Did you notice anything when they both began talking back and forth?
Well, he stopped. So he kept talking and talking.
Yes, it was almost interrupting him. He had more to say, but his friend interrupted right away. And watch his face.
Yeah, and my dog's really cool because we take him for walks and we run with him.
Let's see.
Okay, so what was the friend feeling in the red? What was he feeling?
Well, he was frustrated.
Yeah, and what did he do?
He left.
He just walked away. He walked away. And he walked away because I think we both noticed the other friend kept talking, and he kind of got tired of listening because they weren't able to have a conversation back and forth taking turns.
Let's see what everyone's thinking.
Keeps interrupting me. He won't let me tell him about my dog. I want to tell Sam all about my dog. He doesn't give me a chance to talk.
People will only want to talk to you if you stop and listen to what they have to say too. If you don't, the friend will probably get frustrated and walk away. Let's see what Jonathan could have done differently to get a better outcome.
Hey Jonathan, I got a dog yesterday. His name's Max, and he's a standard poodle and he's really cute. Oh, I have a dog too. His name's Cecil. Yeah, that's cool. My dog, he can do tricks. I take him outside and I play with him. I really want to tell Sam about my dog, but he really wants to tell me about his dog. We should probably take turns. Yeah, I taught him up and lay down. I taught him sit and lay down, and I taught him how to roll over and fetch.
need to take turns speaking and listening while having a conversation. If you cut friends off and don't let them join the conversation, you are not having a conversation. You are lecturing them. People will only want to talk to you if you stop and listen to what they have to say too. Classmates like to be friends with children who take turns speaking while having a conversation.
All right. So what was different about that second time that they were talking together?
They took turns.
They took turns. How did they do that?
One stopped talking, the other one talked.
Yep. One had one thing to say about their dog, and then they paused, waited for the friend to take a turn, and then it came back to them again. And in the end, were any of them frustrated, did you see?
No.
At that time? No. It went a lot smoother, a lot better, because they were both stopping and waiting to listen to the other person. So let's pretend it's small group time, small group writing workshop time in our classroom. And usually as the teacher, I give a couple of options of what you could write about, and then everyone has to decide which topic they think would be the best. And it's almost like you have to vote or figure out, you have to narrow down the choices and come up with one out of the options. And that's hard because everyone has an idea of what they want to do and what they think is the best one. So, for example, let's think of if it was endangered animals and we had to pick between the leopard and the gorilla. Which would be your preference if you were to write about?
I like the gorilla because the gorilla lives in the trees, and I know all about gorillas, and I really, really like gorillas, so I would choose gorillas.
Okay, and I'll pretend that leopards are my favorite. Now, I'm going to start a conversation with you. You start telling me about gorillas, and let's see if this is showing taking turns talking, okay? All right, you can begin.
Gorillas live in the jungle, and they live in...
Yeah, but I think leopards, they are so fast, and they have really beautiful spots on them, and I think we should write about those.
But gorillas live in family packs, and
Well,
I think we should write
what?
about them. But
You know what?
no,
Let's ask
I
Sally-
think gorillas
let's ask
are
Sally.
better.
What would you want to do, Sally? Well, I want to do the leopards too, because, so how is this going so far, Tim?
You're talking too much.
I am talking way too much, you're right. So let's think. If we were to use some strategies to help us, and it's happening right now, we're in writing workshop, how can we fix it when we're in the middle of a conversation like that? Let's think.
I don't know.
I know it can be really hard to think of things to do. I'll tell you a couple of things I thought of for options that we can use. Strategies. One would be an active listener. If you are doing a good job listening as well, then you're already doing part of the job. If you're listening already, but no one else is listening to you, that's the first step. Make sure, am I being a good listener? Okay, if you are doing that, another strategy you could use, if it's not working, is kind of raise your hand or try to get the group's attention and say, excuse me, can we all take turns maybe going around the circle to share? And if you're uncomfortable with doing that, maybe flag down the teacher, raise your hand. If no one is still paying attention to you when you try that, you could raise your hand and ask the teacher to come over and help the group come up with a way to fix it. Okay, so maybe try to listen, and if no one else is paying attention to your idea, then maybe try to ask the group to help, and then get a teacher's help if it's still not working from there. But if you're still feeling frustrated and angry, we cannot choose to either throw something to get attention or yell, because we can feel frustrated, but using those feelings to throw a paper on the floor or a marker, is that going to fix the problem with choosing a topic to write about?
No. But I get mad.
I know. And we do feel mad sometimes. And that's okay to feel mad, but we cannot throw or hurt other people in the process. And your teacher can help you. If you're feeling angry, go to your teacher and she can, and myself, and I can help you. We can take a break. We can go for a little reset walk, because I'm gonna do a little jog for a little bit. But we need to try to use these strategies when we're in writing workshop time, being a good listener, trying to ask the group to share something in a polite way, excuse me, raising your hand, or asking a teacher for help before those things happen where we feel really mad. Okay, we're trying to build those skills. And it'll take some time, but I'm here to support you. You know how we use our Rails punch cards here at school? And what are the 3 things we're paying attention to? What are we trying to be? We're being what 3 things?
Respectful, responsible, and safe.
Okay, and we can be showing those things in small group writing workshop when our bodies are safely at the table and we're using our materials appropriately, when we're being respectful and listening, like we just were talking about, taking turns talking to our peers, and being responsible and getting our jobs done. That's still all a part of our writing workshop time. So I know we're working on all these skills. We can use them anywhere we are in school. And I brought a little menu for you today, Tim. And on this menu are items that you could work toward when you fill that punch card up. You have 15 punches. When you fill the card, these would be some options, and I kind of custom made it for you because I know that you do like a lot of these things, but I want to know what your top 5 favorite items would be. I have a dry erase marker here. Would you mind taking a look at them? I have help the school librarian, 10 minutes of free time on the computer, go to the library during free class time, a positive phone call home to mom or dad, free creative writing time, listening to music while you're working, free reading time, chewing gum during class, and a ticket for the class prize drawing that we do every month. That would go in there. So your top 5 favorites. Perfect. So I see that you chose helping the school librarian. I know you're very close with her. You guys have a good relationship. This would be extra time for her when you fill that punch card up, making choices such as showing the Rails way when you're in writing workshop time. You can earn the punches in other ways too, like we do every day. Being safe, respectful, and responsible on the playground, in the lunchroom, all other places. But these would be some items that helps me know what are some things you'd like to work toward. Like goals, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So we'll try to give these strategies a try when we have our next writing workshop class, and I'll be there to support you, okay? All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll give it a try. Sounds good.